they're suffering through the weather just like we are, and I think as a rider, you really think, well, we got to put on, this deserves our best show and deserves our best effort. And so I was, especially yesterday in Santa Rosa, to see all the people that were standing there just in soaking, freezing rain. You think, man, we got to give them a show. So today was, I took off all my clothes despite the fact that it was pouring, freezing rain, and just had it in my head that I was going to give it a go. And when we hit the bottom of Bonnie Doon, there was a couple of tacks, and I felt great. And I looked around, and I could see that people were at their limit, and I had Popovich next to me, my teammate, and at that moment I felt really, really inspired, and I said, light it up, Papa, let's go, and I felt great.
Questions?
Levi, we talked to, congratulations on the yellow.
Thank you.
And we talked to Tom Peterson right after the sprint. He said he looked like sprinting against you. Take us through the final kilometer. Was anything discussed?
No, I understand his position. He's down on the GC, and Zabriskie, being their leader, was behind. So, I completely understand him not working. That's just how cycling goes. And, he made it. He made it to the top, and he made it with me where others didn't. So, in that respect, you could say he deserves the win. I think I deserved it as well, but that's how cycling goes. So, no hard feelings. That's just how it goes.
Mark?
Levi, was bringing to square information there today, and if not, were you just going on instinct when you went back there at the end?
There was some times when we didn't get the greatest information, especially when I was by myself. At one point I heard 2.5 minutes, and I was ecstatic, as you could imagine. But then it came back and they said, no, 1:15, and then I wasn't so ecstatic, but obviously no less committed. I was cursing. I told Jim Burrell I was cursing him for making us go the long way around Santa Cruz, because in the last 3K it was just this massive headwind, and I was turning squares, and I think I lost like 30 seconds there in the last 3K. But people of Santa Cruz deserve a show, right?
Levi, the crowds on the first climb were deep, and they ran the whole climb. How do you think the crowds were, and was it motivating for you?
Like I said a second ago, the crowds today, the crowds yesterday, my hometown of Santa Rosa, to Tenitas Creek and Bonnie Doon is amazing. It's horrible conditions out there. We're sitting here shivering, freezing cold rain, and you see these thousands of diehard fans out there cheering us on. So they're suffering in the weather just like we are. So it definitely motivates us. There's no reason not to give our best when you see that, and we really appreciate it. And this race is obviously doing really well, because you can see by the amount of support out there.
Take one more question for Levi, and then we'll get on to the.
Sure, but at what point did it not take over the rock? Was that before the base Bonnie time, or on
Well, we never really took over. We were just following, and we, as soon as we hit the bottom of Bonnie Doon, there was a couple of tacks, and I think our plan was just to sort of, play it by ear. And it became apparent pretty quickly to me that I felt very good, and everybody else was on their limit. And like I said before, Popovich was next to me, and he drilled it for like a kilometer, which set it up for me, and I was able to accelerate, and nobody came with me. So we never really took over. It was Popo set it up for me, and from then on it was like I'd say, I call it a Hail Mary. You just got to go for it, because once you're committed, you can't back down.
Last one quick question. What's it like having Lance as a domestique? Levi, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry. Levi, what's it like having Lance as a domestique for you here?
Lance is a inspiration and a hero for millions of people across the world, but also for the 7 riders on this team. He's definitely our hero. He's just a unique character. He's driven. he wants to win, and he raises the level amongst the team, and we're all that much more committed. And to have somebody like him, like yesterday, pulling for me at the end, man, you know, there's no backing down, there's no excuses. So I got to come through. So really appreciate having him on the team.
Levi, how committed are you to this race? You talked about last minute, but the way you prepared for this particular event.
Well, you know, like I've said all along, that the Tour of California is a huge event. The effort that AEG and Amgen and medalists have put into the event really deserves our best effort, and it's a home race for us. And not only that, but I mean, you know, I've read in the press where you all are saying it's possibly the 4th biggest race in the world, and